in the building.
Tell them again, man.
We're in the building.
One more time.
Lee Ice. We're not going through that ice today. We're going to have a great show.
Yeah, we're going to have an
This is the Game Plan Podcast. I'm your man, Division. I'm joined by Lee Ice.
Hello.
And Ray LeBay.
Hello.
Justy Rose couldn't make it. He's on assignment.
He's over there. Oh. I can't tell the difference.
Lee Ice is referring to this divider. He assumed that was
here.
Justy Rose. No, he's not here.
He's going to be
Shout
ready
out
for that
to-
clapback next week.
Shout out to darkness.
Now, Lee Ice is going to introduce our illustrious guests as soon as he puts down his alcohol.
Water.
First things
It's
first.
water,
You know
son.
how this
Water,
goes.
baby.
Right.
It's water.
But we wrong for that one, though, you know. Anytime, Lee Ice.
Oh.
Anytime, right? Even the
They
guest
ready.
said
I know.
anytime,
They're
Lee
excited.
Ice.
You kind of their time short. Lee
Well,
Ice, what's going
Go
on?
ahead, man.
That was water, all right.
Tonight.
Fire water.
Tonight, you all had the privilege. The world had the privilege that we had the one and only my man, Antonio Jones, here tonight to talk about. What the hell are you hitting the bell for?
Because that's a big thing that we got going on. That's big news.
The world, you heard what I said, the world had the privilege. And we had the privilege. The one and only Antonio Jones is here to talk about what it was, how it was in the 80s, you know, to live a life that I'm pretty sure he thinks that now, you know, wasn't the right one, but he's here to tell you his story. My man Antonio Jones is here to tell you about the life that he had with the one, you know, rifle in the D.C. area. Why are you fucking laughing, man?
He was doing okay.
That's what
pretty good.
I thought I was. I
This
really
was
thought
okay.
I
This was a
was.
good intro.
But that's what they do. That's what they do to me, y'all. That's what they do to me, and then
Yo,
they
he
get mad
knows.
at me when I get on them.
I thought about a joke I heard once. I'm sorry. Please continue, Lee Ice. You were doing very well.
Yeah, you were. That was a good
We
intro.
are very privileged tonight
We
to have
are.
the one and only Antonio Jones on
sure
our
are.
show. No other show.
Yep.
Our show.
Yep.
Get it right.
Okay.
Thank you, Lee Ice. It was very eloquent. And what Lee Ice was saying was Antonio Jones.
Appreciate y'all having me.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you coming through. And next to you
Definitely.
is your progeny.
Yeah, also Antonio Jones. So.
There we go.
And we got another Antonio
And
Jones.
another one.
Look
We
at
got
that.
three
Three
generations.
generations.
I know,
y'all.
3 generations
Here.
in the building. We
Love
are
it.
so fortunate to have you guys here. Thank you for coming.
Yes.
What's going on with y'all tonight? How y'all doing?
We doing well. We
They leave me alone. We doing all right.
No, that's the best
That
part
ain't
of the
gonna happen.
night.
That's not gonna
I
happen.
know that.
See, everybody understands how we operate,
already
so
know
you
how
can't
we
be
gonna
mad.
tear
It's
up
just
and
what it is.
No. You can't be
Be
upset.
madly, eyes. It's just
We like to
what-
have fun.
Okay.
We like to have fun. But in all seriousness,
Yeah.
we do appreciate you coming by.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank
This man is the author of As Quiet as Kept. It's available at your website.
Well, it's on Amazon too. You can, it's also Kindle. You can get it from Kindle.
I downloaded it myself.
Amazon, yeah.
You can get. Oh, that's the business. Okay,
Business, man.
so Pops gives them all the game,
Yeah,
and
I mean,
he takes that package.
When we first brought it out, it was on our website. Then
Okay.
we just pushed it to Amazon because we wanted to reach a broad audience. So we just pretty much left it on Amazon primarily.
Now, so the people know what is the subject matter of As Quiet as
I
Kept.
let them speak to that.
Okay.
I was
Well,
gonna
you
say,
know,
yeah, like, what's the background?
For a long time, people was telling me about my story. I said, can't nobody tell a story better than me. So I said, you know what? As Quiet as Kept. Let me do this myself, because he kept pressing me to do it. So that's where it all comes from, right there. You know how you be like, people tell you, oh yeah, man, we heard about this, man. Y'all did that, y'all did this, man. We didn't do none of that, man.
You're like, I did? Was I
Yeah,
there?
that's what a lot of them do. They tell somebody else's story. That's why so many people in jail right now.
So the story would grow, and then eventually someone would hear it, and it would get into the ears
exactly,
of the wrong
exactly,
people.
Exactly.
They would try to build cases based upon
Yeah,
that.
that's what I'm saying.
And there's
So you
nothing
gotta-
worse than that.
Huh?
I said there's nothing worse than somebody telling you about what you did
Yeah,
or did not do and
I
trying
sit there
to
and listen to a lot of
capitalize.
people
Yeah.
tell me what, yeah, y'all should do this, y'all should do that, man. I was in Vegas with y'all, and I'm standing right there. Oh yeah, me and Tony, we the best of friends. I said, man, I ain't never seen this guy in my life.
Wow.
You know, that's just how it is, you know.
That's something.
See, clout chasing did not
Right.
just start.
Trying to capitalize, you know,
Always
on what they
trying to
heard in these
capitalize.
streets versus what they know that was going actually, like, you know, behind the scenes. So
Yeah.
it's good that you had that platform to put that, you know, together and actually let these people know what it was and not, yeah.
You know, guys like us, you know, we don't really go around telling about what
Right.
we did or what we do and none of that. You know what I'm saying? It's not professional in our field. You
Right,
know?
right,
We just
right.
don't do that.
Right.
But you know, hey, I look at it, man, and I appreciate the fact that I had good family, strong family backing me, you know, through my whole incarceration. You know, 28 and a half years is a long time, you know.
Yeah, tell them you wrote it inside.
Oh, I wrote it on the
hand,
inside.
Hand wrote the
Yeah.
book on like yellow sheets
Yellow
of paper.
sheets of paper.
Wow.
I just sent
Just
out-
a notepad
Wow.
paper. That's all I
Notepad.
give
sent
you.
out
Send it-
50 pages, you know what I'm saying?
Send
Like
it-
when I
yeah,
finished,
send
I
it
sent
to
him
the
one out to
mail.
him. And he
Wow.
handled everything and took care of it, you
Yeah,
know.
that's
So
amazing.
that's why I say I'm blessed to have you know, good family, strong backing like this, you know.
Yeah.
Tony, I got a question. What was your inspiration to write the book?
Like I said, pretty much, you know, people telling me about things that, you know, they don't know about. So I really wanted to just, you know, just let everybody know,
Yeah, it was
man.
more
that,
to
you know,
clarify the story, you know.
and then we regular people, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing special about us, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to, you know, put that out there and let everybody know, man, that, you know, everybody go through things, you know what I'm saying? I did a
Separate
lot
the
of
man
things-
from the myth. Is what
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
saying.
yeah, I did a lot of things in my past. I don't really condone right now because I'm an older guy, you know, and I got grandkids I look up, you know, I want them to look up to me to be pops, you know, and, you know, a legitimate guy. You know, I'm a taxpaying citizen now, so.
Right.
Yes,
I'm not,
sir.
It's all
Yeah, I'm not
legitimate.
doing anything else, you know, so,
Right.
you know, that's just what it is, you know, and I want them to know, man, ain't nothing sweet about that life.
Right.
You know, it's nothing sweet about that life.
There's consequences to
Yeah, it's
everything.
consequences to everything,
Yeah.
man. You know, and a lot of guys will go out there thinking that they know everything,
Right.
and you can't tell them nothing. You know, so while I was on the inside, I try to, you know, help a lot of the young guys, let them know, man, you can't be mad at your family, man, for things you put yourself in. You know, this is your fault. You know, it ain't nobody else's fault, so you can't be mad at nobody but yourself. So you know, I helped them out a little bit. And speaking about a guy that to change the story, but Tony Lewis Sr., you know, he's still in with a life bet, you know, and he deserved a chance, you know, for his freedom, you know. If they let a guy out like me, I was a violent man, you know what I'm saying? I know I was a violent man. So, you know, the things that I done, Tony or Ray, neither one of them knew about all the stuff that we used to do.
Okay.
So, you know, for them to say, man, you know, you're responsible for everything that somebody did, you know, I don't see no sense in that, you know.
Right.
Many nights they say, oh man, what happened? I said, don't worry about it. We took care of it, you know. Don't even worry about it. So, you know, I like to see Tony get a shot, man, you know, because he's doing really good things down in Cumberland right now. You know, he's working with the kids, him and his son, you know, because his son is a really great guy too, you know.
Why you think he won't get a shot?
I mean, it's hard for me to say, man, because, you know, they
it's
gave,
tough.
I had life without parole twice. They gave all of us, like about maybe 7 or 8 of us, all life bits. Then they took all of them back because they made some mistakes. And then they came back with it, and then me, Tony, and Ray, they gave us all life again. So, you know, it was a hard road, you know. So I had life without parole for 7 years. So, I mean, I don't know why they won't give Tony a break, because I mean, me and Tony had a lot of the same issues, you know. Wasn't a whole lot of witnesses against us. But at the same time, you know, Tony ran his own thing. You know, he wasn't really connected like that with us, you know. So, you know, that was his whole argument in trial. Man, you know, I had my own thing. I don't know nothing about this conspiracy. I wasn't with this.
Right.
And then he was telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? So I think, you know, a guy like him, he's a really good man. He deserves a really, really good break, you know.
Is there a movement?
You know, son, yeah,
aiming
son, you
towards
know,
that?
Tony
Okay.
Lewis Jr. He keeps active. You know, he
Okay.
makes sure that, you know, he hollers for his father.
Yeah, you
because,
got a re-entry program.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
stuff like that.
you know, and his father's doing good things. You know, so
Now-
he really cares about those kids.
Going with that same energy, how do you feel then, if you want to speak about it, about Ray possibly coming home?
With that situation now, you know, the man did 30 years, man. You know, it's a lot of things that, you know, people out here that doing worse than he did. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true. That's
So,
true.
you know, I mean, he was always a good man, you know,
Right.
back then. So, you know, what he did now, you know, he got to look in the mirror and deal with that himself, you know. But all in all, man, it's tough, man, you know. He got to get out here and he got to start his life over again. So whatever he do, you know, I mean, I guess he done made good plans for himself, you know. And I wish the best for everybody, man. I'm just not on no negative time right now, man.
Right,
So I
right.
don't like to say nothing bad about nobody, because at the end of the day, this, oh man, you know, Tonio said this, Tonio said that. And before you know it, if somebody approached me about what I said,
Well, it's recorded now,
and
so
then, and look what I'm saying, but then here it is. Yeah,
ain't no
I
hyping
said
this
it,
one
and
up,
fuck
right?
it, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
You know,
right.
if I said something, you know what I'm saying? But
just
you
go
know,
to the page and you'll see it. Go to YouTube, you'll see
Yeah.
exactly what happened.
Yeah, man. So that's the long and the short of this situation, you know. But like I said, you know, I hope Tony can get some play, man, because you know I love the brother. He's a good man, and he really care about those kids, you know.
Right.
And I think he deserves a shot. Like I said, they let a violent person like me out of jail, which I'm reformed now. But at the same time, you know, I just hope we get a shot, you know. Hope we can really get a shot.
Right.
And everybody deserves that. I feel like that's the important message is that, you know,
Yeah.
you got to take away that what you were at that point in time or who you were, you know, going through what you were going through doesn't make you who you're going to be for the rest of your life. Like,
Right.
we all deserve a second chance. Like, what you
Right.
did is what you did. There are other people out here that did other things, people that didn't get caught or people that, you know, had to deal with their consequences, but that doesn't mean that they can't be changed and
That's
they
right.
can't, you know,
You're
have a
absolutely right.
different perspective or a new outlook and try to better themselves and the people around them. And I think that's the important takeaway, because, you know, your book, I'm sure, is going to really help and speak to the youth and people that are going through those situations and see, you know, it's not always going to end in their favor. You know,
That's right.
there's
Absolutely.
also, you know, that other side to take into consideration. And I think, you know, like you doing what you're doing now is such a beautiful thing and something that, you know, we really do need to also take into consideration and be proud of, because that's good. And we need to look up to people like you as well. It's not always you being positive from the jump. It's about, you know, you having that change, that turnaround, and becoming from where you were to who you are now. That's also important, you know?
Yes,
Well,
it is.
thank you, Ray. And that is what I got from it when I read it. And I like the storytelling, because I'm a big fan of black literature, and I'm a big fan of Donald Goines.
Yeah,
You know,
me too.
big fan of him, big fan of Iceberg Slim,
That's right.
and their writing style, and that's what I got out of it. So like when you tell the story, I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there. I feel like I know Jerry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, right
Jared
there.
right beside me right now.
Right,
You know?
right. I'm looking at the green Jaguar. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
okay, yeah.
I'm seeing that at the 7-Eleven and everything.
Okay,
So
yeah, yeah, there you go, right,
right,
there.
and
Come on, man, there you go, right there, Jared. Let's get him.
I appreciate it because but what you did was, you know, I didn't look at it. I don't look at it as glorification. You're
Yeah.
telling it
Right.
because if you're from the way you tell it, you're there. You know, and a lot of people, especially nowadays, these kids, it's all a fantasy.
Exactly.
You know, it's all a fantasy. And they don't understand until they do it. That's when the regret comes in.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
And I think they need to see that and then see where it progressed.
Exactly.
Because for real, like when you look at the timeline with how long you were in it
Yeah,
and how long you were successful versus how long you had to do,
yeah.
it was like, wow.
It don't add up.
You know what I mean?
Don't add
Wow.
up.
It's definitely
Right.
adding up.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
I missed my kids growing up. And,
Right.
You know, my
Yeah.
first grandson, when he was born, I was in ADX in Florence, Colorado. And that right there made me, you know, really look at things. I said, you know what? I'm going to calm down. I'm going to chill out because, you know, before I, you know, got the life off me, man, I wasn't going for nothing.
Right.
I done spent 20 years in some of the roughest penitentiaries in the country, you know? And I saved a lot of guys' lives by stopping a lot of things and keeping a lot of trouble down, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, at the end of the day, we all got to live here, you know what I'm saying?
And that's what I feel I want to
Yeah.
hear. Like that's why I see as quiet as kept too.
Yeah.
Like really, because I want them. I feel like you done brought the reader in,
Yeah.
and I would love to now hear about like the penitentiary side,
Yeah.
because now, you know, we don't have the bangers
I got
now.
one in my head, right?
We don't
You
got
know
the
what I'm saying?
crew.
He pressed me.
Right.
I got one in my head.
Gotta
Because
get
I
it
want
out.
them to
Yeah.
see what the first day is like. Because I understand what a first day would have been like for you. Just how you carried. You can see how you carried it.
Yeah, exactly.
And how you stood tall and how you stood up, and your rep followed you in.
Oh, yeah,
but you
you
still had to do what you had to do though to maintain it.
Yeah, you got to maintain yourself.
But for the youngin' that
Right.
might step out there faking and
Right.
get caught up
And
in
not
it,
realize
That's
what's
the
his
reality.
first day like?
Yeah.
A lot
What
of
do
those
you
guys
say?
like that?
You seen it. What's his first day?
A lot of those guys, man, you know, by us being, you know, dudes from out of Washington, D.C., you know, we kind of like look out for our homies when they come through.
Right.
You know, and we know, oh, man, he ain't going to make it. You know, we already know that from the gate because we see how this joint is, you know. And then you got places like, my first stop was Leavenworth. And,
Leavenworth.
and I stayed in Leavenworth, you know what I'm saying, for 3 years. And then, it's like you see so many guys coming in, and then they was closing Lawton up back then.
Right.
So they was sending them guys to the feds. A lot
Right.
of those guys never been off their front porch. And they throw them into a spot like Leavenworth. Them places is dangerous.
And then
Lewisburg, all them places is
the
dangerous.
guards you got, they never barely graduated high school.
Yeah, so basically, man, we had to do a whole lot of babysitting for real. But, once we, get them calmed down and, find out who the men are, we kind of like, put them on point and say, look, man, all the little young guys over there, y'all take care of them and make sure they stay safe, you know what I'm saying? And we just keep on doing our little thing, but at the same time, when y'all need us, we always right there, So, I had friends from New York, I'm talking about from everywhere, I used to run with from spots, I got a guy that got a magazine publication up there in New York right there, his name is Joe Sherman, Big Joe, and he stayed in it, every 5 minutes. Told me, yo, man, get my back. I'm gonna handle this. Yeah. And this guy's 6'4".
Hey, man, it's breakfast time.
300.
Come on, man.
I'm talking about solid like that wall. And anything he put right here, they going to sleep.
Done.
Everything he
You
put
just gotta
right there
make sure
went to
someone
sleep.
don't come up behind
Yeah,
us now.
exactly. So, I always watch his back, because he was one of my good friends. Still is today,
But the magazine is called Rhymes and Dimes.
Yeah,
Rhymes and dimes,
Yeah,
y'all.
if anybody's interested, yeah.
Yeah, Rhymes
New
and Dimes. He
based
said he
out of
got something new coming out, but I couldn't catch his name.
And JonesEnterprise.net.
Well, again, that's when we first published the book.
Sure.
Because I pretty much left it raw.
Okay.
He wrote it. I did, small modifications to it, but we
Okay.
just left it raw as he wrote it. We wanted to be authentic, so we just put it out. And the main goal was to, just to let the public know what really happened.
Right.
And then also, again, not condoning violence. We wanted to transition him from when he came home into something positive that can help the youth, that they can look at and say, okay, he's been through, what I don't even want to imagine.
Right.
Let me listen. There's somebody I can listen to and focus on and take heed to.
Right,
what
just
he's saying in the
educate
story.
them.
I want to
Education
ask you a
is-
question about that, because you as a family, that's the part about the life that I think a lot of
That's the
people
other
don't
side.
see.
Right,
You
the
know,
other side people don't
the
really
family does that
understand
time with
I have
them.
a,
Exactly.
Yeah.
a question for you, Tonio. Because before you went in,
Yep.
right around the time you went in, they wasn't glorifying the life, that you was living. You went in, then, they start glorifying the life.
Yeah.
So you got all these youngins caught up in that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So my question to you, because you lived a life, and then you did what you had to do, you paid your time. Do you have a message, or how do you feel, to these youngins out here that want to glorify that life?
Oh yeah, the lifestyle, man, is really, really not for you. If you built like that and that's what you want to do, then do what you do. But the guys that's really not into it, man, they should stay out of it, man, because it's really not for them, It's rough, you know what I'm saying? You hurt your family, you lose everything when you get in the sentence. I got a young son right now named Antoine. Years ago, he had a shooting up the zoo in D.C., you know what I'm saying? And it was a real publicized case. And they punished him off of me, you know what I'm saying, off of my case.
Association.
Association. You trying to emulate your father and trying to be like your father. So, every time I see youngins when they come in, I grab them and try to give them, a good positive message, you know what I'm saying? Because I think about my son, and I would always want somebody to tell my son something positive instead of, negative stuff all the time. So with these youngins out here now, man, a lot of them, they high all the time. So, you really can't talk to them.
You're
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
So would you say times have changed?
Yeah, times
it's-
have drastically
right.
changed.
It's not like what it used to be. I
it's
think
not like
back
it used
then
to
it
be.
was more like, it was more authentic. It was real. It's like, I'm really out here doing this.
These
because
youngins are
I
spoiled.
need money. I need
Yeah.
to
They
be,
spoiled.
doing something to help my
man.
family, to get money in
But
my
you know what?
pockets. Versus now it's like, oh, I see rappers talk about it and
No.
living
Yeah.
that life,
Yeah,
and
it's a
it's
fact
like,
now.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they say it's like falsely being advertised. Versus
When
back
they
then,
did it,
it's like,
Yeah.
You really had to
you
do
had
it.
to do
Like
it.
you
know
wasn't
what I mean?
eating at
Yeah.
first
Yeah,
unless you did it, or you
exactly.
even if you wasn't, y'all family was good. You had to make it through the neighborhood. You had to make it down the street to the
Right.
bus
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
It's not
Make
exactly.
it through school and then make it back
Exactly.
home. So you
Right.
had to
Like seriously, on some
adapt to your
safety,
neighborhood.
like
Yeah, that's true.
circumstances.
So when people say, "Oh, you could have done better," yeah, try it. Try it. Try having McCory shoes and walking out. They go
Well, back
on.
then, I don't think it's like that now. But yeah,
No, because
now-
everybody's spoiled now.
Right,
Like
exactly.
the gangsters live at home with their mother.
You know,
You know what I mean?
Or
Like-
they
like
have
literally.
it easier.
Then a lot
ultimately.
of them are being raised by young mothers, and when they go out to party, they together.
Second and third generation. I mean,
Yeah.
grandma's
That's
pregnant.
true.
Yeah, they together.
Grandma
Yeah,
dating
you know
a
what I'm
friend.
saying? Exactly.
It's
you know?
all jacked up.
Yeah, it's completely
kinda,
different.
it's rough. You know, when we come up, man, you know, you'll get your ass whooped by moms, her girlfriend, one of her other friends before you
Olympic
get home.
sport.
It's a
You know,
village.
then you got to
They
come back
will,
home and get
who
another
will,
ass whooping. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
exactly.
But you know, it's hard, man, because a lot of them don't have no respect.
Right.
You know, you got to respect your elders, man. You know,
Exactly.
regardless of who they are. You may see a bum on the street. You know, I look, man. I respect what you're doing, man, but you got to try to find you something else, man. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the same
That's
time, you know,
important, yeah.
you can't disrespect them and dog them out just because they're there. You don't know what they went through. It's everybody got their own story. You know,
Yeah.
everybody got a
That's
story.
true, man.
And I feel like there still are peoples at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10. So
everybody
it's
got a
like
story.
to
Everybody's
look
a
at
person.
you any kind of way is only just gonna worsen you and make you, not better as a person. So we can't uplift each other if we're gonna continuously look down at each other. So I think that is very important to say.
Like, but you know, Lee Ice, I mean, you know, to answer your question, man, I know I'm gonna have trouble out you tomorrow morning, man. But at the same time, you know, it's kind of rough, man, for young people today, man, because they don't have no leaders.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I try to, get jobs working with the youth, you know what I'm saying? But every time I try to get them, man, I don't know what happened, man. They shoot me down. I go to one interview, oh, we love you, we want you. And, 3-4 days later, we're going to call you back. I never get a call back.
It's unrealistic. They want to bring suburban people down here to help the kids
There's
in the
just
hood.
expectations these
You
days.
can't understand
Like, you got them, you more
I
experience.
tried 3 times, man. You know, the only people
you
that's
got
trying
the
to
more
get me,
wisdom
help me,
than anybody.
What's last name?
Oh, her last name?
Yeah. Well, anyway, she works for, what is it? This
It's
place.
DC. It's the DC government.
Yeah, the
I
DC
can't
government. She works for this place right here, man. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? You know, the Incredible Message people.
The
you know what I'm saying?
credible messenger.
Yeah, she's beautiful. She tried to
Okay.
help me and her boss also. I can't remember his name.
Renee, yeah.
Okay.
But Dana was, she was instrumental in trying to get me on, because she knew I
Okay.
got something to offer, you know what I'm saying? And, every time I go, man, they just fire me down. East of the river, all of them. I'm shouting them out, Yeah, I need a job.
Might as well.
It's
That's what I was-
wild.
I'm trying,
And-
I want to work, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying
It's
to help these
almost
kids,
like
man.
you don't want the programs
Yeah.
to be successful
Yeah,
because
I want to help
Right,
the kids,
right.
man.
you see, like, not that there's any millions and millions of dollars of grants
Yeah,
being given
yeah.
to these places,
Right.
Right. True.
and where's the money going into
Yeah.
management? But they
But
don't
you
want
know
to hire
what?
you.
I think
Right.
that's a sign and it's indicative that they really want to keep us down when you got a
Yeah,
brother like
absolutely.
I'm saying I don't see no sense.
Trying to
that
uplift.
want to uplift us.
Exactly.
that wants to tell
that
the story.
live the lifestyle and trying to tell you
I'd have been through the
leave
training
that
with them and
bullshit
everything.
alone,
They send me the
but
training
they don't
and
want to
everything.
handle.
This is show and tell right here.
Yeah.
Like, you
I
can
think
really
that's all
tell.
the means to let you guys know you should probably come together and just build your own thing and build your own
Yeah,
platform
yeah.
because you
Might
have the
have to.
voice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to forget about what
Hey, with
anybody
friends
else.
like y'all, we making something going.
Hey,
yeah, all of us.
I wanna
It's
see
all
the
about
movie.
network, dog.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's all about us,
I
man.
want to see the movie.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But I need the penitentiary in there. I need a little bit of blood in, blood
Oh
out
yeah,
in
I'm gonna
there.
give you all that in there.
I gotta see what it was like in the chow hall.
Hey, look,
I
all
gotta
that
see you
food.
make a grilled cheese sandwich.
Hey.
How did you have hot coffee when y'all was on
Telling you,
lockdown?
man. You
I
gotta
need
use
to know that.
stinger. You gotta
Yeah.
put that stinger in there.
Yeah, that's what I need to know. At night, did you really hear everybody sharpening up the joints?
You hear me.
I'm sure he got stories for days.
I got some stories, man.
That's what I'm
Some
talking
of them I don't want to tell you.
I
but
know it's okay. It's okay.
Well, I
We can
definitely
talk
want you back. So I
Yeah.
definitely want you back. It's been a
anytime,
pleasure.
man. Anytime. I don't have no problem.
I
hanging
do
out with
want to
y'all,
hear
man.
about the body and fender work.
Oh,
I
y'all
think
put
we need
a
to
lot
get him a
about it.
little bit of that.
You know that body and fender work,
And I
man,
wanna-
got me in a lot of trouble.
Give us a
gotta
little,
hear
give us a
about
little
it.
bit, just a little bit right
Yeah,
now.
I mean, it's like, when you're in the pens, man.
Tell him
it's
about
like,
Percy.
They just
Come
throwing all
on.
types of things
Come on,
out there.
man.
I don't know if he was ready. I feel like
Come
he
on,
was
man.
ambushed, right?
If you can.
Dog, this is going out, Antonio, this is going out to the
Well,
world,
let's leave
man.
that for next time.
Yeah, that's kind of.
We'll leave that for next time.
But you know what though, man? I'm gonna tell you something. We had a little thing going on with the California guys. A lot of them California guys, I love them. You know what I'm saying? So we in the movie one time, and a big fight broke out. They just did what they had to do. You know what I'm saying? Our homies held their own, but they jumped them and do a whole lot of things like that, right? So when we hear about it, man, you know, I'm like, hey, we ain't doing no talking, man. Let's go up here and dig out the knives and let's go to work. So we go out, man, we put that work in, and
Wow.
that's just how it is, you know. So like I said, this was when I didn't have, you know, I had life without parole, so I ain't give a fuck about nothing, you know what I'm saying? So when it comes time to pushing that knife, I'm pushing it. I ain't gonna let nobody hurt me.
Right.
You know, so I'm gonna bang that knife every time, you know. And then when I was in the streets, that same way, I'm gonna bang the knife and the gun. I did all the violence, you know. I'm a violent man, but that's gonna pass, you know. So you know, it's just how it is, man. You know, I mean, shit happening in the hallway, man. People stabbing everybody, man. Shit going on. It's like the shit they see on TV, man. That's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you see guys just standing toe to toe, slaughtering each other, you know, stabbing each other
It's
up, and
terror.
all that shit, man. And then when the riot squad come in, I mean, they beat everybody's ass, you know what I'm saying? And they had everybody in the hallway with these plastic handcuffs on. And like, you got guys coming in from Lewisburg, all the rest of the penitentiaries all around. 'Cause we took Leavenworth over for like 11 hours, right? Then when they came in, it's like, man, everybody down the hallway, we fucking them all up. That's what I hear. So when they brought everybody up the hallway, it's like 4 guys to each guy. You ain't touching the ground. You just being carried up the hallway and slammed down on the ground like that. You got guys, eyes busted, nose busted, face all lumped up, and some of them ain't do nothing. They ain't had nothing to do with nothing. Guys like me that had something to do with something, they ain't even touch me. They just threw me up to the wall. I said, look, I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to go over there with them, but you know, it's tough, man. You know, like I've been in Beaumont, man. That's a bloody joint, you know? That's down in Texas, real bloody joint. Pollock in Louisiana, real bloody joint. They call Pollock double tap, because every time a body jump off, it'd be a double homicide, you know?
Wow.
That's Pollock, USP.
Every day here,
I
living
mean, you
that.
know, it's just, this is the life that you live. You know, then you got, you know what I'm saying? You
consequence.
got white guys, you know what I'm saying? They doing their thing, and then, you know, when the racial situation jump off, you know, they'll get the guys from D.C., a couple of guys from Louisiana, a couple of other, you know, guys from all over, and they'll call us out and try to get us to kind of like, you know, keep it down. You know, I said, look, man, we don't want no problems, you know. If they don't want no problem, we don't want no problem. But if, you know, we problem solvers. Motherfucker jump out there,
We
you
got
already
to
know
do
what's
it.
gonna happen,
Right.
you know. So it's just been one of them things, man. It's some very dangerous joints, man. Like Lewisburg. Lewisburg was a real dangerous joint. You know, when I got out to ADX, I went to Lewisburg, but they wouldn't let me on the compound in Lewisburg because they say, you know, one of the guys that got killed from California in Leavenworth, some of his family members was out there, so they didn't want to let me on the compound. So they shipped me off to Atlanta. So when I get to Atlanta, after doing 5 years in the hole, I get to Atlanta, the warden say, look, I'm gonna take you, but I'm gonna hold you in the hole for 5 more months just to see how you do, so you won't be cutting up, you ain't gonna fuck up or nothing. I said, man, you got my word, I ain't gonna cause no problems, man, you know, so, you know, 5 months later, he let me out, so, you know, it went on. I went to another penitentiary, from another one, and another one, so after that, you know, I got older, my security level dropped. So once my security level dropped, then they sent me to, you know, a lower class joint, you know, so, I mean, I pay my dues, man, you know,
Wow.
and I'm
Yeah.
here to tell you, man, ain't nothing sweet about that shit, man.
It's not worth it.
It's not working, man. You know, and then you see so many young guys that's really intelligent guys. I'm talking about when you look at them, you sit them down. They don't want to go to school. They don't do nothing on the street. But when you start pressing them, man, go in and get that education, man. You start seeing how sharp they are. I said, damn, how the hell you get in jail? Man? You know what I'm saying? It's really heartbreaking to see so many of these good young kids come to jail. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I try to make it my business to try to pull up the ones that I seen that was willing to listen. You know, because when I was young, I ain't listening to no goddamn body. You know, and I had family, my father, my brother, I had everybody in the house. You know what I'm saying? You know, I pay attention when I'm there. But after I get outside, man, fuck that shit, man. You know, I'm going around the corner, you know?
And that's real. That's how a
Yeah,
lot of people
that's
think.
real
That's
shit
real.
right there.
That's
That's
real.
Yeah, you know, and the other guys around the neighborhood that I looked up to, all these guys they was bangers. They was head bangers. You know what I'm saying? You know, bunch of old
They had the
timers.
women, they had the money,
Yeah,
they had the
but
respect.
Yeah, they had
That's
everything,
right,
man. So,
yeah.
you know, shit, I wanted to be like them.
Right.
You know, but at the same time, I was gonna be my own man. I wasn't gonna let nobody tell me to do this and do that. I'm gonna do my own shit, you know? And like with our little situation, you know, it started on L Street in Northeast. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't all any more than at first. You know, me and Jerry used to hustle uptown. So when we stopped hustling up on 9th Street, we took it to, you know, around there. And Jerry went in for a minute. So when he went in, I told Ray, I said, look, man, let me come around here. I'm gonna run the security and I'm gonna run everything. But I got to move in all in the Morton place because I got to dig in up here like your uncles and them showed me. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. And from that point on, man, we never looked back.
And y'all was making $70 million a month.
I'm not gonna say that.
70 million.
That's
Y'all
bullshit.
hear that?
I don't know if that's
Yeah,
the.
now that's bullshit. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? That's just what they
We're
say.
not gonna talk
That's
numbers,
what
but they
they
was
say.
making
You know what I'm saying?
enough.
They gonna
Buy
say
me an
that.
elephant.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we was making enough
Hey,
for
but
everybody.
you wasn't starving.
No,
they
what
was
You
Nah,
wasn't
no.
starving.
Yeah.
All right, man. All right, I love you. I'll see you later.
Grandson.
You definitely
Yeah.
laughed at Magic
All right,
Johnson
Yeah,
when,
man,
when he
you know.
said he was making $1 million a year.
Oh yeah,
Y'all was like,
you know.
what? What?
I tell you, man, but I tell you this much: them young guys had way more money than me. Them two, Tony and Ray, they had way more money
Hey,
than me.
did y'all
so-
hang out with Mike Tyson, man?
No, I
okay.
never. You know, Lonzo Mourning used to be around us a lot. You know.
Yeah,
And
so.
Zoe a good man, man. You know, they brought Zoe to our trial, right, and try to get Zoe to say something. So said, man, I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. I ain't never seen nothing.
Well, was
Good
y'all
stand up? So
was you there when? And these are all alleged stories, and you don't have to answer. Now, apparently there was an altercation between John Thompson and Ray. Over
I
Zoe?
wasn't there, but I know it
You
happened.
were around.
I know what
during
happened.
that
You know
time.
what I'm saying? I was
John
around.
called Ray, right?
Yeah, he called Ray and told him to come
Yeah.
up to school. You know, he told him to
Okay.
leave his boys alone. You know.
Okay.
See, basically, we was friends with John Turner. You know what I'm saying? One of Georgetown big boys too, right?
Right.
Okay.
And that's who brought Alonzo around, McKembe and them around. You know, so we.
Matumbo was out there too.
Yeah, he's
Listen
out
to
there.
too, man.
No, but
I
Kim-
knew
you know.
Matumbo was
Matumbo,
Yeah, he's come out. You know,
I'm
he's hanging
very
out with us.
happy to be here.
He's come in and get his hair cut, but he couldn't speak English. You know what I'm saying? So nobody understand what the fuck he was saying. But I used to let him get his hair cut in front of me because I know they had a curfew. They had to go back to the school. You know,
Right.
so yeah, man. You know, them some good guys, man. You know, especially John Turner and Zoe. I know them basically a little bit more. You know, but Zoe came to court. They was playing in Hawaii. You know, soon he left the court. He got on a plane and went to Hawaii. They was playing in the NIT, I think, at that time. You know. But he said, man, look, I don't know nothing about that shit, man. So whatever the fuck y'all
He
say,
stood
man.
tall like he was
Oh,
supposed
yeah,
to. Okay.
yeah, he good solid soldier.
And made a lot of money because of
and
that.
made a lot of money.
because
You know
of
what I'm
that.
saying? Yeah, he's definitely
Keep
a good
getting
man.
caught with hoes though, allegedly.
Yeah, hey, but he's a good man. So I need you, baby. I need you. Yeah,
You know he right in
You know,
Georgetown.
I was a youngin' back in the day. I used to go to Black Hole all
You
the
were
time.
young?
You were?
Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry.
you know how old I am. Y'all always like to say.
Yeah,
Always-
you old
I
timer,
party
baby.
at the Black Hole. Used to shop at the Manning shop.
Yeah.
But you always heard about Rayful. You know what I'm saying? And being a youngin',
Yeah.
it wasn't bad. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Because Rayful did a lot of good things.
He did a whole lot of
He
good
did
shit.
a lot of good things.
Would he
Shit
really
off his
leave
back,
out
man.
like at the height? Would he really leave out with like $100 grand on him and not
More
come back
likely
till
to
he
be in
ain't
the
had
bag.
nothing on him?
Yeah, sometimes he do that. He go up shopping. Him and them, they take the crew up there in Georgetown. And
They go down Georgetown
lock it
Players
down.
Club.
Yeah,
They'll lock
I
it
heard
down,
about
but
that.
they're going Silhouettes. You know what I'm saying? Everybody call it Hugo Ball shop, but Silhouettes is the name. So they're going there and close the door.
They had to buzz you in
Yeah,
to
the
get there,
dude,
right?
the dude to call and say, look, man, I'm gonna go to Italy. When I come back, I'm gonna have all the new winter shit.
Okay.
Call us. We up there. So that's what we wind up going up there. You know.
Yeah,
So
so tight.
yeah,
What's the
Slim-
most amount of money you had in front of you? Just for my pleasure.
in front of me? Probably about 2 mil, 2.5.
Damn!
Or two. I seen
In
about
20s?
In front of you?
What?
50s,
Was it-
100s. Yeah, it was a lot of money. You know.
That's at one time
did
though.
it, too.
You know.
This California.
tens
We
and
going to
tens.
California with this. This you know this is the re-up money.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So,
The re-up money must be nice.
money, you know? Yeah, man. You know, but that life was beautiful back then. But at
Yeah,
the same
of
time, it definitely don't weigh, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
28 and a half years later, you know what I'm saying? I done missed my kids growing up and
Right.
and and all that type of shit, man. I got two
Right.
beautiful daughters.
collateral
and two beautiful
damage.
Sons,
Right.
you know,
It's not
so,
worth it.
No, it's just not
yeah.
worth it.
That
you
ain't
know?
worth it. It ain't worth it, you know.
You did what you had to do, and
Yeah.
because I think that's where a lot of people want to see, like, they want to understand. Because
Yeah.
you did what the next man wouldn't do, like Fat Joe say. You know, I do what the next man can't. You know, and you did what the next man can't do.
Yeah.
How do you do what the next man can't do every day, knowing the consequences, knowing what's coming down,
But you know,
knowing that could be the last day? You know, how do you get up in the morning, strap up, and go out the door,
But
you know.
My first take on that is that I've never been scared to die, you know? Never. I've always had it in my
That's
mind where as
deep.
though I'm going out there and, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Now, I gotta feed my kids, you know? I don't have no education to the point where I can, make me 50, 60, 70, 80, $100,000 a year. This is how I know how to do. I'm gonna use my talent. My talent was violence, and I used it. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. I had to do what I had to do, man. I just I regret the fact that after all these years that went by, You know, I lost my mom, you know, while I was in, my sister while I was in, 2 of my brothers while I was in. And that's what a long bit do, you know? A long bit do that to you. So, you know, for guys out here in the streets now, man, hey, you find you a job, and if you already got that bag, take that bag and do something legitimate with it, man.
See, but I like that where you're going with that, because that's what people I feel people don't understand about punishment. They be like, oh, I think you ain't done enough time. That's the part of the time you don't get. You don't get that individual deals with the depression and the psychological and spiritual damage that does to you, missing out on those events.
And it takes a toll.
And then y'all get it. You know, the son get it, because I can't. I want my dad here. I want to talk. I just had a fight. I want my dad to tell me what to do with this. You know.
I can give you 2 stories, right? So, at age of 13, the highs and the lows of it, right? So the highs of it was my birthday. We walk in a house they got on Orleans, and so we walk in, we see dudes standing right there with machine guns and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man?
Right.
So we walk in, all I hear, I had a money counting machine.
Right.
So we walk in the back, I see Ray and all of them sitting at the table. They got trash bags of money all around.
Right.
So he tell him, man, it's his birthday. Ray said, oh yeah? Just grab a stack of money. I'm 13. Here.
Wow.
He ain't counted nothing. Just gave it. I'm like, God, I couldn't even fold it. Right?
You spend it all on our ladies.
Man, my crew go down Georgetown, arcade. I mean, movies, everything, right? But that's the high side.
That's the high side.
That's the high, right.
Now tell them about the low.
The low side.
Right.
When he go in, he get life without parole.
Right.
So mentally, I'm like, he gone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My dad is gone.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't gonna see him on the streets again.
Right.
So, this, like you say, the psychological part of that is tough to deal with.
And it's not worth it.
Yeah, so you gotta know what you're getting into. If you gotta think about not just yourself, your family as well. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's key right there.
It's tough.
You hate the sin, don't hate the sinner, because that's still a person, and they feel, live and breathe and hurt
You know,
like the rest
I
of
mean,
us.
everybody's obligated at the end of the day.
But you know another thing that really disturbed me? I mean, I did wrong. I admit that I did wrong. I did my time for what I did. But at the same time, it's like people on the jury, they sit there and listen to the prosecutors tell a story, and it don't be a complete story. But at the same time, these people think you're going to get 10, 5 years or whatever. Man, these people talking about giving you the rest of your life. And they over there and looking at you like, okay, yeah, y'all did it.
Because
you know?
you probably look so evil
Yeah,
to
but
them.
I'm just saying, you know, it don't add up. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Well, that's a big part of the system is vilifying
and then all the publicity that came with our case, they had us in bulletproof courtrooms. They flew us to court in helicopters and all that shit.
Y'all got caught
right
up
there.
though. It was a
That's guilt.
trifecta. They
You know
wanted
what
to
I'm
get rid of
saying?
y'all with all the
that's
money.
guilt.
So do you feel like that intensified the situation?
Yeah, no question.
Definitely intensified.
At the time when they was getting it, you have to understand
Hell
it.
yeah.
Black men was getting it everywhere.
Young
You
black
had
men getting
Michael
all that
Jordan,
money.
The
you
whole
had
town,
Michael
you
Jackson,
know
you
what
had
I'm
Mike
saying?
Tyson.
Which is
The
only
whole city
worse
was
than
getting
Marion
the
Barry.
substances.
Yeah, I
That's so
remember it,
much.
man.
We basically supplied damn near 80% of the city.
They owned the police.
So yeah,
You own
it
it.
don't take like a motherfucker.
Dog,
you know what I'm
y'all
saying?
own the city.
Allegedly.
And it was a
Alright.
situation.
Nah, they owned it.
You own the city.
Now,
There
it's
ain't
a
no doubt
situation-
about that.
It's
You
a
own the
situation
city.
where the police put a hit out on me and Jury, right?
Wow.
Wow.
And the lieutenant, I can't gonna say his name, but
Okay.
piece of shit. Anyway, he came around and talked to Ray and told Ray that you know, they talking about, man, they got a bet in the police station, the 5th district, that Tonyo and Jury gonna be dead by this weekend or the next weekend, something. I think they said like about 2 weeks or something. So, you know, I hear about it. Ray called us around. So I go around and say, man, what the fuck you talking about, man? What's up? So he said, man, you know, McGuire, he's standing right there. I said, yeah, I showed him my gun. I said, yeah, well, let them motherfuckers know when they come at me, I'm firing my joint. So have theirs ready. 'Cause I ain't gonna let a motherfucker fire down on me and I ain't gonna do nothing. Fuck you, police.
Damn.
You can't talk to me like that. And I said, man, fuck you. And we slid on off, right? Got on
You
out the
talking
way.
to him right
I'm talking
there.
to the lieutenant,
Yeah.
the chump. I'm talking to him. So he talking that talk. So you know, they come through. They do what they do. But one time they caught me in the back of the alley. I ain't had my joint on me, right? I said, I'm hiding up in the motherfucking pole. I climbed up the pole and I'm looking down at them. I said, these motherfuckers, if they look up, man, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? But they never looked up, man. You know, they looked all around and shit. When they left out the alley, I said, yeah, these pieces of shit, motherfuckers.
Wow.
Yeah.
You crazy.
Yeah,
But
man.
that's the dance you got to do.
Yeah.
That's the evil that you got to deal with.
Yeah, this shit this shit real, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys out there now, they faking with this shit, man. You got to be real with this shit. If you
Oh, I
gonna-
feel like 100%.
Yeah, you got to be 100%. But if you want to live this life, you got to understand the lows and the highs of it, you know?
Right.
And then also the main thing is you got to always remember, man, when you hurt, your family going to hurt more.
Yeah. There it is.
Your family
That
going
was
to hurt
some
more.
real
is.
shit.
There it is.
That was
You
real.
know, family gonna
But
hurt
dog,
more,
you
man.
survived, man.
Yeah, I mean,
you
shit.
know,
I done
Not
been
only
through
did he
the mill, man.
survive,
I'm still here.
He's doing positive things.
he's doing,
Exactly.
yes.
We need y'all to help him do these things by getting the book,
Yeah.
As Quiet as
Yes.
Kept. You can get it on Amazon.
Yeah.
You can order
The
the
real
hardcover.
shit.
Yes,
Y'all,
support.
none of
Download
that
it.
bullshit you see in the movies. None of that bullshit the motherfuckers be talking on the rap shit.
What's the name
It's
of the book?
real
B.I.C.?
shit.
Tell him the name of the book.
Quiet as it kept.
That's why
He was close. He was close enough.
was
It's
close.
okay. It's
That's
okay.
quiet
He-
as kept.
That was the
There it
good.
is.
There
Look
it
at
is.
it.
Show them the book. There it
Now,
is.
so you can't go and purchase this like physically. It's not in stores or anything. You can only get it online.
No, again, when we first brought it out, because it was out when he was still in.
Right.
Okay.
So you
kinda
use
just
your
pushed it
platform,
out.
your website.
Right.
Yeah.
So now it's just primarily Amazon.
Okay.
All right.
Are you guys going to get it on like at any like shelves or anything or?
That's in discussion. Yeah.
Okay.
It's in
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably something that would definitely be helpful.
I wanna see the
just for
movie.
folks.
Yeah.
Is
I'm
there-
trying to
is
see the
there a movie
HBO
coming
series.
soon?
Gotta be a
We
movie.
wanna,
I'm trying to see the movie also.
I'm trying to see DC Wire.
Okay, that's a good spin
Let's get this joint on
Will
on
Smith gotta
Netflix.
play you, dog.
Yeah,
Will
yeah,
Smith
hey,
gonna
hey,
play.
Yeah, hey, come on, Will, I need you, baby.
Okay. We gotta
Yeah.
get this message out to Will.
Who gonna play Jerry?
Oh man, it's gonna be a
Idris
hard thing
Elba?
there, man.
Idris Elba.
He may
Wouldn't
do
be
a
a
good
bad
job. He may do a good job. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Big Boy was with Quiet
gonna-
Storm, man. That
who
was
gonna
a real
play Ray?
Quiet Storm. I don't know, y'all. Yeah.
We gotta
Yeah,
find
we gotta
somebody
find
for Ray.
somebody.
We really
Yeah.
gotta find
I
somebody
don't know
for
who gonna
Ray.
play Ray, but y'all gonna have to find
Amari
somebody real
Hardwick.
smooth for him.
Oh no,
That boy
he's
smooth, man.
No, I don't think he's.
Yeah,
Amari
but I-
Hardwick couldn't play Ray. He can play Ray.
Nah.
You know who remind me of Ray? I was watching the Wu-Tang series.
Yeah.
RZA. He looked like Ray to me.
He
Hey,
do
RZA?
kind of, yeah, but RZA be, I don't know.
Not the player. I'm
No,
just
I
saying
feel
he
you.
looked
He-
like
he-
Character
favors him.
look-wise.
some of his
He
mannerisms.
just too
a little
sweaty.
bit.
RZA always look. He always
Or
looks
maybe
dirty.
you
God
should play
damn.
him. I mean, look.
Nah, I can't.
He
play.
can't play Ray. He got
He
play.
got
You
play
can play
his
your
father.
father
He
because
got
you
play
look
his
just
father.
like
He got
him.
play his
Hey
father.
man, did
I'm
you
like
really?
looking at a young.
I got
man.
a side
Okay.
question though. Did you really charge him $10 for that grenade,
Absolutely.
my man?
I have my stash in my room.
Can I tell the grenade story? Can we tell that story?
Yeah, you can tell.
All right.
Wait,
So
he gonna
I'm
tell
gonna
it, he gonna
summarize.
tell
No, I'm
it.
gonna summarize real quick. 'Cause we gotta get to the game show.
Yeah.
But they had taken over a particular spot, so they had talked to all the neighbors. It was like this was going on. So a couple of neighbors wasn't having it.
Okay.
So he had a grenade in the house that he had gave to his son. A grenade, you know. But at the time, you
Sunny
could buy
surplus
those at
grenade.
Sunny
Sunny
Surplus, I
surplus.
guess. You know,
Where the hell
it
did
was
you buy
a real
grenade,
grenade. Nah, you can get it from Sunny Surplus. Remember, there was that
Sunny
old
Surplus,
white
yeah,
man
old
that had
Jones,
Oh,
one
okay,
hand.
down Georgetown.
Yeah. No, George
No,
Avenue.
no. Yeah. No.
Yeah, Sunny Surplus
Wisconsin.
everywhere.
Yeah,
They had
Sunny
them all
Surplus.
over
Okay.
the town. They was everywhere.
Well, in any
They had
event,
one in Wheaton too.
he gave his child a grenade, okay? And he went to said child and asked for the grenade. The child said, "You can give me $10." And back then, that was like $100. You know what I mean? Like, he got $100. I mean, Bazooka Joe was like 3 cents. So he got like $100 that day.
Yeah, he worked-
for the grenade, and that grenade helped him take over the block. Nobody said shit after that.
Wow.
So that was wild.
Yeah, I always had a military thought process with me, man.
Yeah, you had a grenade.
Yeah, I was about to say, talk about grenades. I would
love
think
military.
so.
You know, I love the military movies.
But
I
you
always-
need that
yeah,
discipline
yeah.
to be able to run an organization like y'all ran.
Yeah.
Not making quite $70 million a month.
Man, we wasn't making no sense.
All right, cars, everything.
Allegedly, he.
I know y'all went to
know
the
for
fights,
sure,
all that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Just
we went to all the fights, yeah.
Yeah, see?
Vegas
They
was
went
like
there everywhere.
second home for everybody, you know?
Vegas. Y'all went to all the Go-Go's. RE.
Yeah. One thing I can say, man, I have never paid for a trip, man. Ray was a beautiful person, man.
Ray paid for all
He
that.
paid for
saying,
everything.
man.
Everything.
If he was making that much, anywhere around that a month, yeah, you would have to spread that around.
yeah.
All
you
the people
spread the
that I
love.
know
Yeah,
that
you
know
spread that
Ray,
love.
Ray, everything is positive about Ray.
Yeah. You know what I'm
Nothing
saying?
negative.
Like
about
I say,
Everybody
man,
had-
It's
MC
not always
Ham's
bad.
You
There's
know, he's a
always
good man,
good that
you know,
comes
but
with the
at the
bad
same
that we
time,
need
he-
to also
he did what he
acknowledge.
did, so
Yeah.
you know, he all right.
Y'all were trendsetters, though. They had the Gucci links,
They had everything.
you know.
He's
Yeah.
so
Antonio.
into like the money and the
you
fashion.
think-
He's
No,
so
no, because that's how you don't understand around that time because this is
That's
before
how
you were
you
born.
identify.
That's how you
who's
identify.
rolling
You was
with
either a square or you was getting it. Like all
Okay.
you had to do was say you was a hustler.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
said
yeah.
Ray's name, like if you was a bitch, you was
Stone
scared.
Cold Hustler.
Yeah, you was. That was
With the
on.
EK
With
Some
the
people
Gucci
faking with that
and the
bag,
super
but yeah,
tail.
you know,
Right.
DC
I
had
had
its
that
own.
bag.
You have to
Yeah,
understand.
and he
DC
buy
had its own.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
this everything. It was its own wavelength. It was different than the rest of the
But
world.
the whole
and we
town
didn't
pretty
care
much
at
was
that
getting
time.
money, man, back then,
Right.
man. Everybody was getting money, man.
Yeah.
Right.
This was a money getting town, man. And then, you know, it just was a beautiful spot to live, man, back then. But, you know, a lot of people, they just didn't evolve, man. You gotta.
What drugs kill? Crack killed that, man. I mean,
Yeah.
crack, and then
Crack
when it was just coke, it was enough money for everybody.
And back then, it was actually the murder capital.
Yeah.
It's not like that.
When
no
the bodies
more.
came,
It
man,
was
that
I
was
don't
it.
know about that. I don't know about that.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
we-
no. But
that's allegedly.
Allegedly
Yeah.
speaking,
Okay,
like
yeah.
We
the,
heard a story
the shit,
once.
The
Yeah,
the,
we
It was
never.
DC.
Statute of
the
limitations,
time
baby.
type
Statute
shit.
of limitations.
Yeah,
Don't know
so
about that.
no statute, so we don't know nothing
Yeah.
about it.
Right.
That's right. And
Yeah,
it-
man, but I really enjoy myself, man, with y'all.
Oh, we want you to
Yeah.
come back
We
again.
are so
Y'all gotta
happy
stick
that you
around
guys
for the
were
game
able
show.
to-
Yeah,
Yeah.
Please do. That's why I
Son
gave
gonna
y'all
stick.
buzzers.
I know the son got a buzzer.
Yeah, I gave
Antonio,
y'all
you
buzzers.
might
Both
not
of us got a
know.
buzzer. You know what I'm
Now,
saying?
got a
Look,
buzzer too?
I got a buzzer.
All right, man.
Both of y'all can play.
Now listen,
My reactions
Hey,
ain't like
I'm
the
not
Chuck
nice
did.
to guess.
Lee,
I'm still
division.
trying to
Tell
go
them who
at
won
it if I
last
know
week.
they.
Lee Ice won last week.
Tell him
Finally.
again. Hold up, tell him again.
Lee Ice won. So
barely-
Last
Yeah.
time we was here, who won the last time we was here?
yeah, it wasn't Lee Ice.
Okay.
But who
No,
won
no,
last
It was her.
So this is what's going to happen. It's real easy. We're going to have 3 categories. And this is Urban Dictionary trivia. I randomly pick a word from the Urban Dictionary. Y'all guess the meaning. That's it. If you guess the meaning, you get the points.
Do we have
you
to
don't have
wait
to
till
be
you
exact.
finish the question?
It's very quick. So I would wait till I say the word and then buzz.
Oh, you're
Okay?
just saying the word.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's go. First 100 points.
do it.
Lamping. My man.
Well, it's basically just chilling, right?
Let's see.
And do we have to put more meaning?
No,
to it?
you good.
Oh, okay.
When you're at home,
Just like
relaxing,
chilling.
generally by yourself,
You're
you
cold
go.
in the sun.
normally in your underwear.
Okay,
So
there you
chilling.
go.
So you
100
chilling.
Oh, you
points.
gonna give it?
AKA
He's gonna get it.
chilling.
gonna
I'm
give
very
it.
chill.
He
Orgy.
said, oh, yeah. You
Go
know.
ahead.
Lee
Oh,
Ice.
yeah, you
Why
got
is
that
this
A whole
urban?
bunch of
I stayed away
a
from
whole
that one.
bunch of people getting it in.
I'm happily married.
see.
I stayed away from that one.
Lee Ice gets 100 points. Sex
more
with 3 or more
people.
people. Do me a
one.
solid.
Solid. No, go ahead. You can get that.
Oh, no.
ahead,
I
I'm
don't know
giving it
about
to
that.
you.
I don't know nothing about it. I'm going to let y'all go for
Do me a
Go
solid.
ahead, Tonio.
This is a
It's
competition,
okay. We're
Tonio.
just playing a game.
What is it, Tonio?
I don't know. Yeah, how y'all like that?
I read your book. You get 50 points.
Yeah,
Anybody
thank
else?
Yeah, do me a
Wait.
solid.
Lee
I
Ice,
know
Tell
what's
me the
happening.
truth.
No.
Do me a fair. Give
Do
me a fair
favor.
deal.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, do me a
Give me a
favor.
fair. Yeah, do me a
100
favor.
points for Ray.
The truth is
200
fact.
points now.
200.
Next one.
Okay.
Drippin.
Oh, that's young people
Lee Ice.
stuff.
That's the young. Look, he know.
Ice.
I'm guaranteeing he
The
know.
ice got all the ice dripping.
Is his name? His name is Ice.
Technically, he got it.
Thank you.
His name is Ice. He should
Super
have it.
cool or badass. Yeah, bumping is what they said it. So extra.
You
Ray
doing
LeBay.
too much.
He's
You're
bumping?
doing
Ray
way
LeBay
too
got
much.
it. So extra.
He's
One
bumping?
test to show off,
You are
and he's
doing way
desperate
too
attention.
much.
Ray LeBay got 200. Long story short.
Just to let you
Ray
know,
LeBay.
just period.
Right,
Can we
right,
just say period?
Okay.
Long story
There
short,
it is.
just so you know. What do you mean?
All right, let's see the
That's
answer.
basically what it means. Long story short, just to let you know.
There you go.
I'm summarizing. Okay, I'm sorry I didn't say the S word. I'm summarizing.
I'll give you the points. 400.
Okay.
Yes, these are worth 300
This is
points.
the
Pay
same
attention,
thing.
Lee Ice. 420 friendly.
Oh. I don't know. I'm not sure.
He's 420.
I know
friendly.
420. I mean, friendly with. I don't know how to.
It's literally what it says.
It's the answer is within the.
Just weed friendly. Or,
There you go. 400
There was
points for
so
my
much
man.
thought behind that.
Acceptance.
Oh yeah.
You got it. though.
Radio silence. Radio silence. Anybody?
Go for it. Y'all got it. Look, she can ready to push it. Hit it.
Anyway. Lee Ice.
Lee hit everything, man.
Lee Ice.
You don't
Right.
get
That's
nobody
what he
else a
likes to
chance,
think.
Lee.
Right now, what's happening?
No, that's called dead air.
Yeah.
Radio silence.
No. Anybody? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Give
No
me
one
some
got
help
it.
out there.
When someone doesn't return phone calls or
I don't
text
think this
messages.
is a term that's used.
Most commonly
Y'all
used
know
when trying.
I don't. I think you're the only one
I've
that
seen
uses
radio
this
silence.
term.
I got a
Bondage.
question. I got a question.
Bondage. We're going
Time on
there.
up.
Go ahead, Lee Ice.
Let me tie your ass up and tie me
You
up
ain't
and
doing
we get
nothing
it
over
in.
here with me.
We get it in.
50 Shades.
Talk to the
let's
screen.
tie us both up and let's get it in.
It disturbs me to give you these points, but I'm gonna have to give them to you. 400
Shades.
points for Lee Ice.
It's okay.
Bondage is tying them, restraining them, and doing all types
That's
of
the
nasty
shit Lee
stuff
do.
to
See,
them.
Lee do
Right.
this shit. He ties
Right.
shit up.
Now double your points.
Okay.
Hold on.
Anybody's game.
Who's winning right
Sausage
now?
mitten.
What? I don't use these
Sausage
terms.
mitten. Oh,
Sausage mitten.
I don't
the
know
hell is
anything
that?
about it.
what
I
the
don't
Sausage
hell
know.
that
mitten.
is.
I think I might have tapped out.
Anybody?
Sausage mitten. I don't know,
You
man.
know what that is?
No one has it. Let's go. Let's go.
Condom?
Hey, Tom, wrap them up.
Condom or something?
No.
Why can't? Oh.
Let's see the answer.
What the fuck?
A tight vagina.
That's called a sausage.
Sausage mitten.
We just call that
got
a
me.
Dick appointment. Lee Ice, I'm disturbed that you got it first.
I'm coming over to bang that joint out.
I gotta give it to Lee
like a
Ice.
booty call.
100
That's a
points.
booty call for real
Booty
right
call.
there, huh?
Stage 5 clinger.
Oh,
Anybody?
know what that-
Stage 5
I don't
clinger.
think anybody
Man, I don't
uses these
know about
terms.
none of
This
that
isn't a
shit,
fair
man.
game
They do
anymore.
use it was in the
I
Urban
think you're gonna
Dictionary.
say things like luncheon, like you know, like like things
When
that
your
we
thoughts
can
wrong.
like.
all that shit.
Nobody.
I can guess.
Guess.
I mean,
Okay, here you go.
I mean, I'm not. I don't want to be sexual here, but I would say a woman.
Sacral
No. I'm
players.
just saying, like a woman, real clingy woman to the highest level, right? I don't know.
Okay.
Stage 5.
I got
Five
it.
is kinda-
I'm going to give it to you as a guest. So you have 800 points. You're tied with Lee
Hold on,
Ice.
how many I got?
800
Oh,
points.
yeah.
He's
Oh,
tied
tied
with
up.
Lee Ice.
Okay,
I'm sorry, I
tied
was so
up.
distracted.
Oh, no,
What
no,
was
no,
his definition?
yeah.
Let's go to the last one.
Oh, here it is.
Beef curtains.
What?
God, we got curtains on the beef.
Anybody,
Oh,
beef
that
curtains.
was-
I can
got
tell you what
curtains
beef
on
Lee Ice.
is. I don't know what a beef curtain is.
That's what they used to say back in Antonio days, yo. It's
Beef
over.
curtain, man.
What
How
is
the
a
fuck I
beef
know,
curtain?
man?
I got beef with this curtain because
No one ever said that. No, wrong.
Nah, man. I don't
Anybody?
know. Nah, I ain't got-
These weren't
No
like
one-
very,
just guess
this
is the
wasn't a
last
very
question.
terminology game that we played. Like
Hey, look.
Beef
I don't
curtains.
understand none of that shit.
that's
man.
what
Y'all
I'm
go
saying.
for
I
it.
feel
Nobody-
like you. I
I
don't
can't
know
even
what.
see
Let's see the
Curtains.
answer.
Hey, let me see what the answer on this one.
Trying for long.
Who's talking? Who's talking like this?
Huge lips.
I never said
Okay,
that.
Where
this
y'all get this
really wasn't
motherfucking
a
book
fair
from, man? Where the hell this
game.
book come from,
This
man?
was like a one-sided game
know
right
where the fuck
here.
this book come from,
This
man.
game was so one-sided. It was like you versus everybody.
Low-hanging
Like, we just-
fruit.
The people are not.
Ain't nobody
winning.
win.
Hold up,
That's
so who
what I'm
won?
saying, like, that's-
Lee Ice won.
We're going to give it to the guest, buddy. Yeah.
Come on,
Give it to the
Yeah,
guest.
like this wasn't
Are you
anything
serious?
that
The guest
related.
won.
That shit out, man.
The guest won because Lee Ice didn't know what a beef curtain was.
And he did.
You supposed to know, Lee.
You're supposed to know, Lee.
Yeah, man. You know
Damn,
what?
they
You've
had
seen a
high
large vagina in your
expectations,
life at
like-
some point.
Oh.
You should have known that.
you
Large
supposed to
mouth
do, man.
vagina.
You
Well,
supposed to do,
Antonio
man. Yes, sir.
and Antonio Jr., we appreciate wholeheartedly y'all coming through.
Definitely.
Appreciate
People,
y'all
please
having
go
us,
buy
man.
their book, As Quiet as
For
Kept,
sure,
on
yeah.
Amazon. You can download it, you can order it,
On
Do
Kindle
both.
as
Yes,
well.
available.
and Kindle.
Yeah.
Read it right
Yes,
on your
yes.
Android devices.
What was that website
Wow.
one more time?
No, just Amazon.
Just
Oh,
Amazon
okay,
right
just
now.
those two now. Okay, yeah.
They got other things working, but we're gonna talk about that at another time.
Okay.
We would love to have y'all back.
Definitely.
Definitely come back.
You guys
man.
are
All right.
amazing.
You know,
Thank you
hey,
so
always
much
We
for
will
your
have
time.
this up in YouTube in about 20
Yeah.
minutes.
on
20
YouTube.
minutes.
Yes, I like
No,
to shout out to
in
my
YouTube.
wife and my daughters. You know what I mean? I love y'all.
Yeah,
and,
man, give a
I'm
shout
on the
out.
way home.
All right, you heard
Yeah,
that.
Daddy on the way home.
Yeah,
Amen.
yeah.
Because he ain't messing around out there no
Now you
more.
wanna bring
Yes,
some-
yes,
But I
yes.
just-
Plus, it's a
first I was-
Starbucks over there where they used to bang, so that's weird.
Uh-oh.
And a dog grooming.
Vacation is real.
Yeah. There's a
He came back to a whole nother
There's
world,
a-
I'm sure.
Right.
Shout out to Justy.
There's a
He
Trader
wasn't
Joe.
here. We couldn't see him, but we couldn't see him anyway.
You'll see him no way, huh?
We'll see him back next week. This is
We'll
Game
see
Playing
you guys next
Podcast
week.
for
Thank
Ray
you.
LeBay, for Lee Ice,
Tell him what to
the
do.
Vision. For my homies back here, I really appreciate it. We're going to talk to them about 7 hours after this podcast because we want to know it all.
So many
But
more.
please,
Yes, yes.
each and every Tuesday, 7 to 8 p.m. right here on ListenVisionLive.com, WLVS Radio.
Tell him
Fuck
what
with
to
us.
do.
See ya. See you guys next